I'd like to thank you all because our relationship with AATCC in the past few years has been beneficial for myself and my company also a lot, because we took this opportunity for our learning, and we take this opportunity to train the people, our customers and the industry people in Bangladesh, and they praise us a lot because the training is so vital for the industry, and we need trained people to do well in their job, and it also increases their confidence and the buyer's reliability on them. So it has been very good for us, for our customers, and I really thank AATCC for giving us this opportunity, and I like to continue to learn from you. Whatever new developments you have in this field, textile, chemicals, or testing, we like to know from you, learn from you, and it will help us and our industry in Bangladesh. So thank you all for coming here. So again, initially, just small numbers for the size of Bangladesh and the population. The Bangladesh total area is 144,000 square kilometers, which is slightly smaller than Iowa state in the USA. And the population of Bangladesh in 2012 was 154.7 million, whereas USA is 310 million. So you can say that half of people in the US, if you try to put in Iowa, what will it become? It's the highest population density in the world. So which creates a lot of problem. Yeah, there is a lot of, we are short of houses or many facilities, but it's also, there are some good things about it. We have the big population, working population, who needs jobs. And it created the opportunity for the textile industry to grow in Bangladesh, because textile industry, garments industry, is one of the biggest employer industry in the world. So this is the reason that our textile industry has grown. And also Bangladesh has another big success, is that with so big population and a small country, we are still fully sufficient in food. We grow our own food. So still that's a big success for us. So the textile sector highlights the textile and clothing industries provide the single source of economic growth in Bangladesh's rapidly developing economy. Exports of textiles and garments are the principal source of foreign exchange. So textile, for Bangladesh industry to run, textile gives the highest amount of dollars. So as a country, as an economy, we have to import a lot of things. So to import, we need the dollars with the foreign exchange. Where do we get? There are two principal sources. One is a lot of Bangladeshi people are working abroad and sending remittances. Another is the exports. So textiles industry is giving that source, very big source of foreign exchange. However, agriculture for domestic consumption is Bangladesh's largest employment sector. Most of the people are still employed, still working in cultivation, irrigation. By 2013, about 4 million people, mostly women, work in Bangladesh's export-oriented ready-made garment industry. This also has been a very big development for Bangladesh. Earlier, women did not have jobs. But in our garments industry, these 4 million people, mostly 90% of them are women. So it helped the empowering of women in Bangladesh, and which also changed the families, the social status, everything, the ways people work. Bangladesh, in terms of garments export, Bangladesh is number 2 in the world. First is China. So all over the world, whatever the garments are made and exported, China is, I think, more than 100 billion US dollar they export. Bangladesh exports more than 20 billion. But we are now number 2. Among our garments exports, 60% we export to European countries, and about 25% to US countries, to the United States. Only 5% of textile factories are owned by foreign investors. This is also a very good thing. I have to say that our development of our industry did not depend on foreign investment and foreign technology. So 95% of our industry is made by our own people. Why is Bangladesh developing so fast in textile? Because of low cost labor, preferential trade status, and advantageous global market. These are one of the few. Also, the energy cost is lower than surrounding countries. So, still Bangladesh at this moment, when Bangladesh, there have been talks are going about increasing the minimum wages for the garments workers, but still, even then, still we are the wages of our garments worker are the lowest in the competing countries, and even after increasing, it should be much more competitive than other countries. So this is our big advantage. Second is that we get GSP and other preferential trade status from the European countries and also from the US. And third is that it's not mentioned here, but energy cost is still lower. In 2012, the textile industry accounted for 45% of all industrial employment in the country, yet only contributed 5% of the Bangladesh's total national income. In terms of economy, our economy is still agriculture based, but the industrial development is based on textile. But the present status is that Bangladesh is suffering from immense crisis after the GSP withdrawal from USA. Even after that, Bangladesh registered remarkable export growth in the just concluding fiscal year. As you know, there have been some accidents in Bangladesh garment industry. There have been a big fire last year, and also building collapsed this year. So those are very big accidents for our industry, and it created a loss of image for our country, but it also created an opportunity. How? Because now the garments buyers, they take more responsibility, they are more serious onto maintaining the working standard in their supplier factories. So the factories are now in a more development process. That by this opportunity, by this incident, we believe our factories will grow up in their standard, working standard more, which will create a bigger stability in the future. When I came to AATCC in 2010, at that time Bangladesh exported around 10 to 12 billion US dollar. So but last year, the concluding year 2012-13, Bangladesh RMG export grew up to 21.5 billion US dollars. So it's nearly about double it went in last 3 years. So last 3 years had been tremendous growth in Bangladesh. Total textile export, including ready-made garment, rose to 23.7 billion US dollar, which is 11.24% higher than the previous year. Woven garments performed well, experienced a great growth of around 15%. Knitwear missed the target marginally despite good growth. So our textile industry is having two sectors. One is woven, another is knit, and both are doing very good and near to each other. As I said, like in 2009 and 10, it was like 12.5, but 2012 and 2013 it's 21.5. So there is a big increase here, and it is, we hope and we believe it is supposed to grow more, because Bangladesh textile industry has now gained such a size and momentum that it should grow if political and energy situations continue to be good. What is the export outlook? What is in future for Bangladesh? that Bangladesh largely depends on clothing and textile products for exports. Diversification of export destination hence is a must. We have been exporting mostly to Europe and USA, but now we have to look for other markets. The non-traditional markets are helping significantly, and the garments manufacturers should explore more of these markets. According to HSBC Global Connection Report, India and China are going to be in the top 5 export destinations for Bangladesh. It's very true. Right now we are exporting a lot to Japan, Australia. A lot of garments are going to China, like Western brands like H&M. H&M buys a lot from Bangladesh, and a big part of the export to such brands are going to their stores in China also. It's a lot of garments are going to India also. So what we think that earlier Bangladesh was very much dependent on Europe and USA for their garments export, but in future we are going to have other markets, and we have to look for that also. So we have to build the capacity and improve productivity and quality to be ready to be the largest supplier of clothing to those countries within 2030. This is our goal, is that by 2030 we have to grow as biggest supplier to India, China and those countries. US is still the largest single country importing Bangladeshi products in spite of the GSP cancellation. Improvement in working condition can still restore the GSP, and onwards Bangladesh can push for GSP in clothing. So we expect US market to grow much bigger also. The demand is there in the market. What Bangladesh need to do is to build more capacity and try to cope up with the intra-industrial turmoil to be in a position to take the challenge of the supplying clothing products all around the world. So this is a challenging time for Bangladesh. It has been like this for the last 7-8 years, that we had faced a lot of challenges in the market. Despite that, our textile industry grew a lot. So we believe that we have to cope up with the challenge, and we'll experience a lot of growth in future coming days also. Thank you.